They say it takes a lifetime to build a legacy, but only 24 hours to burn a clown's world to the ground. For 6 years, I played the part, the quiet wife, the dead weight, the woman who stayed in the kitchen while her husband and his family treated her like a doormat. But what Marcus didn't know was that while he was out chasing shiny things, I was in my bag. I wasn't just staying quiet, I was playing chess. And yesterday, I finally said, checkmate. I woke up at 6 a.m., the same time I always do. But today, the air felt different. Beside me, Marcus was snoring, probably dreaming about the big moves he thought he was making. Just 10 hours ago, at the dinner table, he did the unthinkable. In front of his toxic mother Loretta, his clout-chasing sister Candace, and his lazy brother Jerome, he signed our family home over to his mistress, Rochelle, for $1. $1. The audacity was astronomical. Loretta was literally clapping like it was a graduation. Jerome was shouting to new beginnings. And Rochelle, she was looking at me with that I won look. I didn't scream, I didn't throw a plate. I just touched the locket my Grandma Ruth gave me and remembered her words. A silent woman is a dangerous woman because you never know when she's about to drop the receipts. By 10 a.m., the vultures were circling. Loretta marched into my kitchen, throwing black trash bags at my feet. "Start packing that cheap stuff, Diana," she barked. "Rochelle is moving in next week. My son finally upgraded from a Honda to a Ferrari. You've been a parasite long enough." A parasite? Me, the woman who cooked every meal, scrubbed every floor, and literally coached Marcus through every real estate deal he ever closed? I just sipped my tea. "I'll be out soon, Loretta," I said softly. "You better be," she snapped, "and don't even think about taking the good china. That's for a real woman now." I scrolled through my phone. Candace had already posted a TikTok of the celebration from last night with the caption, "When the trash finally takes itself out, #new chapter, #finally-free." The comments were brutal. People I thought were friends were dropping laughing emojis. They really thought I was down bad. They had no idea I was about to ruin their entire tax bracket. Mid-afternoon, Marcus showed up with Rochelle on his arm. They were acting like they just won a Grammy. They started walking through the house with an interior designer. "I want this wall knocked down," Rochelle said, pointing at my favorite reading nook. "It feels too poverty-stricken." Marcus laughed that cruel, sharp laugh. "Whatever the queen wants." "Diana, why are you still here? Don't you have a little studio apartment to go find? Or maybe a shelter?" I picked up my briefcase, the one they thought held secretarial work. I looked Marcus straight in the eye. "I'm leaving, Marcus. I just hope you're ready for the consequences of your choices." Consequences? He laughed so hard he nearly choked. "Baby, I'm the king of real estate in this city. You're just a ghost. Go haunt somewhere else." I walked out that door without looking back. Little did he know, he didn't just kick me out of a house, he kicked himself out of a life he never deserved. The Southeast Real Estate Convention, the biggest night of the year for the industry. Everyone who was anyone was there. Marcus arrived in a custom suit he definitely couldn't afford, with Rochelle dripped in designer gear that still looked cheap on her. They were walking the red carpet like they owned the place. Marcus was bragging to his colleagues. "Yeah, I just closed a major personal deal. New house, new woman, new energy. You know how it is. You gotta level up." I was backstage. My glam team had finished my look. I wasn't the plain Jane housewife anymore. I was wearing a $5,000 navy power suit. My hair was laid to perfection, and I had that CEO glow that you can't buy at a mall. My lawyer, Denise, walked up to me. "The acquisition went through at 4 p.m., Diana. You now officially own 100% of Harper & Associates. And the eviction notices for the siblings, signed and ready." I smiled. Let's give them a show they'll never forget. The lights dimmed. The host took the stage. "Tonight, we have a historic reveal. For years, a mystery investor known as the Harper Holdings Group has been quietly buying up the South. Today, the CEO is stepping into the light. Please welcome Diana Harper. When my face hit that 30-foot LED screen, you could hear a heart attack happening in the front row. Marcus's champagne glass didn't just slip, it shattered. I walked onto that stage with the stride of a woman who owns the earth. The silence was deafening. I looked right at Marcus. He looked like he'd seen a ghost, because he had. He'd seen the ghost of the woman he tried to bury. "Good evening," I said, my voice steady and cold. For years, I built in silence. I turned 19 buildings left by my grandmother into an empire of 73 commercial properties and 18 residential complexes. My portfolio is valued at $900 million, and today, I'm here to settle some debts. I clicked the remote. The screen showed my house. Marcus Harper recently sold this property to his mistress for $1. The problem is, I bought that house under my maiden name years ago. It was never his to sell. The deed he signed isn't worth the paper it's printed on. Rochelle, honey, you didn't get a mansion. You got a trespassing charge. The crowd went wild, but I wasn't done. I leaned into the mic. "And Marcus, about your job? Since I purchased Harper & Associates this afternoon, you are officially unemployed. Security has already cleared out your desk. Don't bother coming in." I turned to the siblings. "Jerome, your restaurant? It's in one of my buildings. Your lease is terminated. You have 30 days to pack your pots and pans. And Candace, your boutique is on my property too. I've decided to lease it to someone who actually has taste. You're out." The look on their faces, priceless. Loretta looked like she was about to faint. Marcus was literally shaking. He tried to stand up and shout, "This is a lie," but my security team was already moving in. I finished my speech with one final slide, a picture of my grandma Ruth. My grandmother taught me that quiet doesn't mean weak. It means you're listening. It means you're learning. And when you finally speak, you make sure the whole world hears you. It's been exactly 24 hours. I'm sitting on the balcony of my penthouse, watching the sunrise over the city I now practically own. Marcus has been blowing up my phone all night. "Diana, baby, I was confused. Loretta is crying, please don't kick her out. I always loved you." Block. Loretta sent a long paragraph about family values. Delete. They thought they could play me. They thought because I was humble and patient, I was a victim. But resilience isn't about just surviving the hits. It's about building a fortress so high they can't even touch you when you're done. I'm Diana Harper, and this is just the beginning of my blueprint. Stay humble, stay quiet, and always, always keep your receipts.